Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Blizzard has definitely taken their sweet time with this one, but the balance changes are coming. We've got a slew of balance changes coming to Standard, Twist, Wild and Battlegrounds. Look for all the details on patch 27.4.2 this Thursday. So apparently changes are coming tomorrow. If that doesn't mean that just the patch notes come tomorrow, no, it has to mean that the patch is coming tomorrow. Balance changes. In this video I'm going to talk about Standard, Twist and Wild, and oh boy, this has taken longer than it should have, but potentially this can fix 3 formats in one single swoop. Just let's take a look at this. First of all, we have the teaser for Standard. We have 5 cards marked for buffs, we have 7 cards marked for nerfs, and Gadget and Auctioneer is marked for that has been used as the rotation symbol, so it's probably going to be banned from Standard format altogether. But what do these mean? The buffs are a little bit weird, I suppose. I mean, Death Knight is getting a bunch of buffs. Okay, Plague Death Knight definitely did not hit its target. So buffs to Down with the Ship, which already was buffed before, buff to Tomb Trader, buff to Frost Queen Sindragosa. Okay, a little bit strange, but alright, Death Knight can definitely use some help, so I'm not complaining. Buffs to Tyrion Fordring and Lord Charaxus. These are kind of curious. I don't know how they're really going to affect the Standard meta. Obviously, you have to take into account that I believe currently Blizzard does not have the technology to use different types of cards in different formats, which means that these cards, these buffs could be targeted at, for example, Twist. And actually Tyrion and Lord Charaxus are both listed as Twist buffs as well. So if they buff them for Twist, then it's also going to buff them for the other formats. So Death Knight getting some buffs, and then Tyrion and Charaxus. We'll see whether those are actually going to be Standard playable. Then the nerfs. The original image actually only listed 6 nerfs, and then they posted a replacement that listed the 7th. And I have some ideas on why that could be the case. So the original 6 nerfs. Symphony of Sins, yeah, that early Charaxus thing. Copydale Snoop, yeah, those snowballing rogues. Spyglass Siren. Nagamage not doing that great right now, but it has been one of the favorite decks of the pro players, alright. Starstrung Bow, okay, Arcane Hunter, and 2 hits to Control Warrior with Craftsman's Hammer, the best performing card currently in the deck, and Sanitize, the new card that, for example, flipped the Control Warlock matchup, so that Control Warrior is actually favored against Control Warlock instead of the other way around. Now getting hit by a nerf, so we'll see what's going to happen. And then the 7th. This nerf was not originally listed, but while I was making material for this video, it was listed in a replacement tweet. Contaminated Lasher. Battlecry, if you cast 5 or more spells this game, refresh 4 mana crystals. So I believe this is a last minute inclusion. I believe that because they had a graphic that didn't include it originally. Yeah, that's kind of like an indication of it. And also because the Druid decks that don't use Auctioneer, but do use Contaminated Lasher a lot, these Jailer Tony Druid decks in Standard format, they have only recently started appearing. They're like last couple of days. So Blizzard first was hitting Miracle Druid with the Auctioneer, but now they have extended that a little bit and try to hit the non-Auctioneer Miracle lists as well. So overall these nerfs should hit all the problem points in Standard format. Rogue Snowballs, Early Charaxus, Nagas, Miracles, Control Warriors, Arcane Hunters. What is there not to like? The buffs, some a little bit esoteric, some's helping Death Knights succeed better. I'm all for all of this stuff. And then we have Wild format. And for Wild, Mech Warper and Tony King of Piracy look like they're going to be banned. Yep, Tony Druids, Mech Paladins. This is going to be huge for Wild. Also 6 nerfs. And these are some pretty big nerfs for Wild. Well, we don't know the exact nerfs yet, but the cards that they're hitting. Fireman's a Flurgirl, so some board clears, Spirit of the Frog, some of that card draw, Scargill, some of the Murloc things, Cabal Lackey hitting the Secret Mages, Shadow Essence hitting the Big Priest, Gadget and Auctioneer, hitting all sorts of miracle decks. Just wow. But aren't they forgetting something? Because Wild definitely has some other issues too, like Discard Warlock issues. But no, they're not forgetting those. In fact, because they can't nerf for single format, if they nerf for all formats. Discard Warlock, nerfs are coming, it's just listed under Twist. Because then we have the Twist buffs and nerfs. In Twist, 7 cards are getting buffed, including Tyrion and Lord Jaraxxus. See, they might be more targeted for Twist than for Standard. And then 9 cards are getting hit by nerfs. And those 9 cards, they hit all the 4 playable decks in Twist at the moment. Which means that Twist can be saved too. First we have the buffs. The buffs are sometimes a little esoteric. We have seen that Blizzard tends to buff something like, hey, it would be fun if this thing worked. And then they gave it a little bit of buff and then maybe it still doesn't work. So, but okay. Cenarion Hold, Dragonfire Potion, Bronze Dragon Knight, Elemental Destruction, and Alakir the Winds of Time. Getting buffs, we'll see whether that will matter. It's always a little bit more difficult to evaluate whether that's going to matter. But the nerfs are going to hit all the main decks in Twist. Because we have nerfs to Chamber of Visitors, Tiny Knight of Evil, and Dark Bargain. So Discard Warlock in Twist and also in Wild getting hit. We have nerfs to Warrior with Blast from the Past with Ivory Rook. And we have a nerf to the one Hunter deck that is actually really strong. And kind of problematic because you really don't want to draw your Dread Scale or your Acid Maw because you want to get them from Trial of Jawmonger so that you can get a board clear. But Trial of Jawmonger is also getting a nerf. And also Rogue getting hit 3 times. Jade Telegram, the most annoying card in Twist right now. We have a fairly low power, fairly low draw format. And Jade Telegram can remove cards from the opponent. That's really annoying in Twist. Scarab Lord, an incredible card. And Blade of Cthulhu, well, it was buffed by -3 mana for this event and now getting some nerfs back. So all the most toxic things, all the most powerful broken things in Wild are getting addressed. All the strongest things in Standard are getting addressed. The 4 playable decks in Twist all are getting nerfed so that we have room for something more. And then there's some buffs in Twist and in Standard format. And whether those buffs are going to be effective, it's kind of hard to evaluate right now. Because as I've said, Blizzard's buffs policy sometimes is like, hey, would be fun if this card worked. Let's try to give it a buff. So it doesn't always have nearly as much maybe data, insight behind it than nerfs especially should have. But yeah, there is a good chance that Blizzard is actually going to fix 3 formats in Hearthstone with 1 patch tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.